Yeah, as promised yesterday, people who have completed their exercise, we have sent them the Zoom link, right? And like I have also shared the YouTube link over the chat. As promised yesterday, people who have completed their exercise, we have sent them the Zoom link, right? And like I have I have also shared the YouTube link over the group, and feel free to share it. And you can also use it and join the stream, right? If you are not over the Zoom. Okay, let me share my screen. Cool. So let us create a new folder for class 3, right? This class is regarding CSS. I'm just creating the folder right now. Class 3. Okay, cool. I was reading some chat. Fine. I think, yeah, yeah. So today the focus area will be our second part, and that is most important one. Or we can put styling to our HTML, right? We have learned lot of tags in HTML now, but our pages was looking very ugly. So we want to improve and make them better, right? And this CSS class will be in two parts. Today we will be covering most of the things regarding the CSS. Tomorrow we will we will create a web page, and I will make it as an exercise also. So you need to try yourself to make awesome, beautiful web page by utilizing CSS, right? So first part, we will just understand how we can utilize different mechanism in the CSS, right? Okay. Now, so let us understand what CSS is, right? CSS stands for Cascaded Style Sheet, and it's not a programming language, right? And it's a styling language. So it is used for creating web layout and designs. And there is an extended version of CSS known as SAS and less, LESS. So by utilizing this, we can utilize a lot of variable in the CSS, and then it got compiled, not compiled, I will say translated to a CSS. So, but there, if someone is using SAS at that time, they need to write less styling and they can get more result. But this in this course, we will not be covering SAS and LEAS, right? We will be focusing strictly over CSS. Okay, so there are three methods to have CSS, right? One is inline CSS, and it is highly recommended not to use a inline CSS. Then there is a internal CSS. You can put a CSS in a particular file, right? So there you can use a internal CSS. Similarly, then there is a external CSS where you can link a particular file in in that file you can put your all the stylings, and you can link that to your HTML page. And this way is highly recommended because you want everything seen across all the pages. So there this become very handy and it is very useful for you, right? By utilizing this, you can easily use styling across lot of pages, right? Let us understand all these three type in with the code in action, right? So as I have already created a class 3 folder, right? Let us create new file. What should I name this file? Can you write in the chat? What should be the name of the file? Yeah, cool. So we will name it as index.html, right? And HTML5. So I have just created a HTML5 layout, right? Let us create a H3 and let us say I am CSS. So here we for declaring the inline styling, I can use the attribute known as style, right? So by using this attribute style, what I can do, I can write a style, right? So let us do a color, right? Color, let us declare the text color as red, right? So I am just saving it and let us open this page. For that, we can right click, stop our live server, and then right click, open with the live server. So now this thing is coming. I am CSS. Let us change the title also CSS, right? So it is coming as a red color. And this is an example of inline CSS with every tag you can declare the styling. And it is highly recommended to not to use such kind of styling, right? Because managing such kind of style is really difficult and challenging. So the second way is you can use a internal CSS. For that, you can use in header only. You can use a style, right? Style tag, and there you can write your style. So to tag a particular attribute in the CSS, you can use the name of the attribute. Let us say here the attribute name is S3, then starting braces and the ending braces, right? And we can here say color as yellow, right? So now yellow color. But what is happening, right? We have written this code, but this yellow is not coming, right? This is why, because the highest precedence or highest priority is given to the inline CSS, then internal and then external, right? So if we remove it, right, and just save it, now we can see color has changed to yellow, right? Similarly, we can create for creating a external CSS file, let us go to our folder and let us create a folder, new folder, no name as CSS, right? In the folder, we will create a file known as style.css. So you can name it anything. Dude, very good. Here annotations, then okay. Anyways, I think people will not do that thing, but I have disabled those things, but it's fine. So this is example of an internal CSS. Here also I can write H3. Why this is coming today? Same thing. Yeah, H3, H3, and we can say color green, right? So if I will save it, same thing is happening, it is not changing to green, right? So we need to go to our HTML file and let us remove this styling, right? And just saving it. still it is coming black, not as green. Why so? Because we have not linked that file. So we need to link that file. So how we can link the file? So there is a HTML attribute known as, there is a HTML tag which we can put in header with the name link, right? So we can link anything, right? So we want to link a style, reference a style sheet, and we can pass the location. Location is in the CSS folder. Go to style, not styles, style. And I think we have misspelled here also. Let me rename it. Yeah. Dot, so dot CSS. So we can name this file as anything we want, right? But I have given the name as style.css. You need to make sure, like, extension is .css. This style, instead of style, you can put it as CSS or anything, right? But usually good practice is, if it is carrying your styling, you should name it as style only, right? Awesome. So we understand all three types of styling. Is this? Let me remove. Here is the presentation. Got closed. Yeah. Okay. So, like, we have understood inline styling, external and internal. Sorry, really sorry. Internal, inline, internal, and external. All three type we have understood, right? Then after this, we have seen this is a selector, like first part. That there we have put it that uh, tag as H3. So this first part is known as selector. So what to target? So you can target a particular tag, you can target a class, and we can also target a ID. We will understand how to target a class or ID soon. Then you need to put this braces, starting braces, then your property, whatever property you want to put, then whatever color you want to put, right? The value, and with it should end with a semicolon, and then ending braces, right? So this is the structure, how you can specify a CSS selector. Okay, so then as we have understood, in the color, we can pass three ways, right? We can specify the name of the color, right? Red, coral, right? We can also put a hex code, right? So these two, first color represent red, then green, then blue, right? RGB, right? Then we can also put this in, like, in a RGB value also, right? Where first value stands for red, then green, then blue, right? So this is how we can put any kind of color in styling, right? Now, like, before this, let us, like, write some styles, and like, let us create some class also. I'm going to remove this. So we have to use inline CSS when we have to use different styling for the tags in anywhere. So, like, it is not recommended to utilize the inline styling. So where you can use when you are just testing, right, how that style will look like, right? And if you want to prioritize some particular style, that time you can always use important tag, right? And like, let me tell you, like, websites which are using inline styling, right? Search engine also deprioritize those websites. So we will create a div and we will create a class here, right? Let us create a class known as container, right? A container class is there where whatever we are having, we will put in this container. Then in this container class, we will create another, another class with a box, right? If class not row, we want to create a box. Let us name it box one because we will be creating more than one box, right? So let us end it, right? Then we will be putting a S3 tag. Right? Let us put hello and then word. Right? And let us create a paragraph. Some lorem ipsum. Some value. Now let us save it. Now we can see this tag we can see here, right? It's coming, right? And if we want to give styling to this particular box, that we can do by going in our style.css and then declaring each and everything, right? So let us target the body first, right? So we have a body, entire body. Let us target the entire body. So body is also a tag, right? We can target this
System भाई जय बाबा की
Okay. So we can utilize this and so we can target the body tag, right? Let us go ahead and remove this and target the body tag. Right. So now we have just named the name of the tag and then we can specify our all the properties regarding the body tag, right? Let us put the background color. Background color. Let us put color as in hex, right? F4, F4, F4. So this is for little gray, right? So if I will say save it, we can see, right? It become little gray. Let me show you, right? Again, I'm just removing it. This is how we can make a comment, right? Now this line is commented, right? Now it's white. Now if I say it is little gray, right? Then we can put color, right? In the color, text color, right? This will target the text color, right? Let us put it as 5555. Yeah. So now the color of the text is little less black. Then we can also change the font family. So by utilizing the font family, right? And we can choose these are the default font families which are available in the browser, right? So we can change the font. Now this font is different, right? So here, why 3 fonts are there? So these are first priority will be given to this font, then followed by this font, and then this font, right? If this font is available, that font will be applied. Otherwise, this one and this one, right? This is how we can change the font family. Followed by this, we can also change the font size. Let us put the font size as 12 pixel, right? Now our font become smaller, right? By default, the font size is 16 pixel. If you see, if I put 16, it is same like earlier, right? Then we can also change the font weight, right? So by utilizing the font weight, we can make it bolder or dimish or things like that, right? If I put bold, now everything will come in the bold, right? So if we don't want to make it bold, we want to keep it normal. By normal, everything will be normal. So followed by that, all these 3 things we can do in a single line also, right? How to do it? We can just say font, and then we can specify I want to keep it as normal. I can put it like, I want to show 12 pixel and then add in like, the fonts which I want to put, right? Just saving it. We will not notice any change. Let me remove this, right? And then time you can see, right? Same, right? If I remove both, it is looking like this. If I apply this one, it is looking like this. If I comment this one and like, uncomment this one, it is looking no change, right? Because these three lines work can be done in the single line, right? So I will keep both so you can refer, right? Then let us like, declare our container. So to target a class, right, we need to start with dot, right? And then the name of the class, right? Here the name of the class is container. Then followed, we can put a weight. Width, let us put a width. So width we can put in pixels or percentage. Let us say we put it in 400 pixels, right? So now we can say, see like this text is cutting, right? And even like, when I change the size, like, it's not self-adjusting, right? So what is the right way to do? Whenever you are specifying these weights, right, in like, some specific divs, right? That time you should always try to use percentages, right? If I put 80% and just saving it, right? Now, like, if I change the size of this window, right, it is adjusting, right? So, but like, spacing is not equal from the left and right. So to control that, we can use a target tag known as margin, and we can say margin auto. So now it will apply the same margin, 10% from the left and 10% from the right. Right now, if I will change the size of the page, not this one, this one. Yeah. Yeah, change right. It is coming in the center, whatever the size of window is, right? Now let us put some properties over our box one, right? So for that, like dot box one dash one, and we can put like, background color. Background color. Let us put some background color #33. Then color, text for the color, right? For text color, we can use the color property, right? So let us make it white. So why I'm making it white? I will show you why. I'm just saving it. Now let us say I have not made it white, right? By default, it will apply the property of this body, right? Now, but this is not looking good here, right? So that's why I'm putting text color as white. That will look little decent, right? But like, there is like this no spacing here, right? So for that, I can utilize border. Border, there is border top property. So border from the top, right? So I can put border top, let us put it as 5 pixel. And I can make like, border as red. And let us make it as solid, right? So now this red border is coming on the top. Similarly, I can do it for the right. Right now, right border is there. And then followed by, let us do it like, bottom. Then left. Now we have some border there, right? In the left, in the right, and in the bottom. So all these four things, right, can be done in single line also, right? So that can be done as border. And first thing goes like, I can say 5 pixels for everything. And then I can say red. And then I can say solid, right? Like we don't see the any change. Let me comment this and we can see, right, the same results, right? So let me write it here, same as above. Same as above, right? Then we can put some padding. Let me tell you an important concept, right? Here. So we have understood these fonts, right? These are the different fonts which are available. Then regarding this box model, right? So there are three things for a like specific block you can control, right? One is padding, border, and margin. Right now we are playing with this border, right? So we have put it the top border, right border, bottom border and the left border, right? Then there is another thing known as margin and then the padding. So what is the important thing here to understand? So here is our content, right? And here is our border and here is our margin, right? So we should remember, right? There is a border in the center. Anything above the border is margin. Anything below the border is padding, right? Margin, border and padding, right? Border comes in between, right? So like, when I will put some margin, right? Then that margin will come above here, right? If I will put some padding, that will come between this border and this container, right? This content, which we are having, this hello world and Laura example, right? So let us put some padding. Padding left, we can put, right? Let us put padding left as 20 pixels, right? Now we can see like, some padding is there in the left, right? Similarly, we can put it for like, let us put, just remove this. So, so this order, like, you should remember this order also: top, right, bottom. And I will tell you, right, why I'm asking you to remember it. Just give me a second, right? Let us put the, now we can see like, equal border is there, right? But we can see, right, from the left, it looks 20 pixel, but from the top, it look more, right? Why so? Because this page automatically applies some padding, right? For target to remove every border and margin, which is provided by the page. You can use this star tag, right? You can, and like, with every default, you can override by using this, right? We can say padding 0, right? Not 0. Yeah. So now that, and we can put margin 0. Okay. So it have removed that default padding and margin, right? So here, like, same thing we can do in a single line also, right? If I just say like, padding, and I will say like, 20 pixels. So same results, right? So instead of writing this 4, I can write 1. But like, let me show you, right? Now it is same as above, right? So suppose, right, if I want to like, let us do here, right, 10 pixels, right? Now we can see like, the results are different. This got ignored, right? Whichever thing we are putting in the bottom, that thing will be used, right? Other things will not be used. So the bottom one in the file will be given more precedent or priority. Let us make it 20 pixel only. So now suppose like, in a particular class, you want to target a tag. So how you can do it? So what we can do for that, we can use like, dot, the name of the box. And then I want in this class only, I want to target S3, right? So I can put a space and specify another selector. So here another selector in this class is S3. So I want to target this selector, right? So now I can specify different font family for it. Font family, right? Let us put this one. Now we can see this font is different, right? For this only, right? Then space, then font weight, font weight. Let's put, let's put as 800. So now it will become little bolder, right? Now we can save font style also. Font style, italic. So it will come italic now. So we can also put font decorator, some decorator, if we text decorator, sorry, text decorator. And we can put decorator like, underline, right? So it will show a underline, right? Here. Similarly, we can put text transform if we want to transform the text, right? Suppose I want to it in capitalize, right? Everything will be capitalized, right? So capitalize first character will be capital, right? So we cannot notice it here because we already have put it in let me put it in small letter, right? And then still it is coming in the capital letters due to of this capital rise, right? Similarly, here I can do uppercase also, right? Everything will come in uppercase, right? Similarly, we can do letter spacing, right? If we want to change the spacing between the letter spacing, let us put letter spacing it as 1 EM. So usually for the letter, but now it is looking very wider, right? So I believe 0.2 will be good. Yeah, it look decent. So you can based on the requirements, you can change these things. But these things exist, right? You can control how to lay out your text. So that is the idea which I want to share. You can control how to render and layout and how we can change particular text segment which is present in our in our web page. Then word spacing we can also put, right? So now word, this is a word, right? We can increase the spacing in between the word. Let us put it as 5. Right now it looks more wider, but this look little dirty. Let us make it 1 EM only, right? Okay, cool. So let us create another box, right? Let's create one more box. Let us name it as box 2. Save. Now this box 2 is there. Now in this box 2, we want to box 2. Let us put some margin top because because it is looking merged with this, right? So for that we can put a margin top and let us put a margin top of 10 pixels, right? Now there is a spacing here. Then we can put a border box, right? So we can say border and let us put it as 3 pixels and solid. Let us put not solid actually. Let us put a color as CCC. And here, lot of options are there, right? Earlier we have used solid, right? There is another option known as dotted, right? So there we will be seeing these dots, right? You can see these dot, it is enveloped with the dots. Cool. Let us create a category now, right? To understand how we can organize the list items. So let us create a assert in our container only. Assert class category. Categories. Then put H3. Unordered list. Let us put some list item. Let us put a anchor, right? We can put anchor anywhere. href. And if we don't want to target a anchor to any page, to the same page, what we can use? Can you tell me over the chat? If I don't want to route this page anywhere, what should I put in href? Just tell me over the chat, like, what we should put if I don't want to, route it somewhere. Target is for, if I want to take it to the next page, right? Target, I can say cell for blank, right? So if I don't want to it to be routed, I can put a hash here, right? So if we add style to a paragraph tag, it will not affect the P class. Is that right? So you want to say, if you put a paragraph tag, it will not affect the class. Can you elaborate it more? Mokshit, right? So we have created a unordered list, right? So if we will save it, we can see our categories here, right? Not looking good. So for that, making it good and control the styling, we need to define the styles for it. For that, we can go to our style file and let us start writing the styles for the category class. Category, not category. Category, but I have, by recommendation, it came container. Misspelling. Okay. So padding, let us put a padding of 0. Right. Then okay, no, the padding first. Let us do border, put some border. Border 2 pixel hash solid. Right. Now a border is there. Let us put margin top also, 10 pixels. So it is not looking merged. Right. Some margin is there. Now it is coming down. Then we can put padding 10 pixels. Right. Some padding is there. Then we can put border radius. So border radius is used to make the the edges round, right? Let me show you how, right? 15 pixels. Now I can see, right? This edges are coming round, right? If I want to make it round, I can always use the border radius, right? Let us target the S3 in the category. How, okay. Can anyone can write if I want to target this H3 of the category, right? How I can do it? Earlier we have done it, right? Can you type in over the chat how we can do it? 43. Hmm. Not the anchor tag, actually S3, right? We can do it we can specify the name of the class, right? Dot category. And then we can name the tag, right? In the category, I want to target the H3 of category class, right? So here in the HTML, we can see this is category class. Here in this class, whatever element is there, this H3 we want to target. So that we can do it category is S3, right? There we can put the properties. Let us put as text align. So if I want to align the text, I can do center and justify left, right, start, right? I want to do it in center, right? So now this category is coming in the center. Similarly, if I want to category the target the UL, then I can do UL of the category and I can put a padding of 0. Now there is no padding, right? Now list style. So this list style is there, right? Right now it is coming as a circle, right? I can put it as like, lot of options are there, right? By default, like, now it is coming like, let me do a plus, right? Now small disks are coming with a circle only, right? Not filled, right? I can make it as square also, right? Square. Now it is coming as square. So I can control how I want to showcase my unordered list, right? If I don't want to show the list style, right? So I can say list style none. That time it will remove all the list styling, right? Now I don't see any square, dot or circle, right? So by this we can remove the list style. So we have put it this anchor tag there, right? If I want to change the decorator of this anchor tag, so I can use A. I want to target each and every anchor tag, and I want to show text decorator none. Now it will remove this underlines, right? No text decorator is there. If I want to change the color, I want to show color as like, let us say #33, right? Now it is coming in #33. Now it is not looking blue. Still it is an anchor tag, but not coming as blue. So if I want to change like, a specific actions, right? Like, if somebody hovers it, I want to show it as red color, red. Okay. So now when I hovers it, right, it is coming as red, right? So you can change this default property of anchor tag also. So in your reply, right, you have written dot class. So what do you mean by dot class? So let me do one thing, right? Because I think there is lot to cover. Let me cover, and like, in the end, I will read all the chats and I will try to answer all the questions which you people are having. Right? Is it fine? So then we can control the property of list item also, right? I can categories list item, and there I want to like, I can put like padding bottom. Let us put padding bottom of 6 pixels. So now there will be spacing here, right? There is a padding. So now it is looking more organized. Similarly, like, I can put a border bottom, border bottom, bottom. Let us put dotted 3 pixels, solid. Right now, nothing. What? Okay, border bottom is right. Okay, so here, like, instead of solid, we need to specify the name of the color, #33, right? So now we can see, like, this dotted lines are coming, right? Here we can also put like, if I want to change like some specific image, I can put, right? So I can put some list style image, right? If I want to like, instead of like, those dot was coming, I want to showcase some image there, right? I can put a URL of a specific image. Let us say we have a image folder for now, and we have like, a image known as check.png. We don't have it, so nothing will happen. Let me save it. Nothing is happening, right? So let us go ahead and put this image. So usually all the images are put it in images folder. IMG you can put, or you can write complete image. I'm just going to put a image here. So here I have put it this checkbox image, right? Now I will go to my CSS, save it. Now this small checkboxes are coming, right? Okay, awesome. Now let us understand how to tackle the forms. Hmm. So let me put a form, right? So I have created a form where I have given the class name as my form, right? And in the every div yesterday as we have put it, I have named it as form group, right? So form group is why I have chosen this name as form group, because sooner we will be understanding Bootstrap, right? In Bootstrap, a form group is called as form group. So I have just Yashdeep, I have just copied a image, right? Check.png in the images folder, and let me just save it. Now this form is looking little dirty. We will go in the CSS and put a styling for it. Let me answer the Yashdeep's question. So Yashdeep, here I have used a attribute known as list style image, and there I have put it the destination of the image, right, which I have saved in my folder. And by utilizing this, that image is getting loaded. So let us put a padding to our form, dot my form. Right, padding 20 pixels. Right. Then let us target our form group, my form, dot form group. Now, if I want to target a subclass, right? So I can say my in dot my form, you go to dot form group, right? And I can specify my property, right? I let us specify as padding 15 pixels, right? Some padding is there, right? Yesterday we was using BR tag for achieving this, right? Now we can just write a small CSS and we got this padding, right? So let us put padding bottom only, not all, right? Bottom padding is there. So my form label. So labels we had, right? We will be targeting that tag only. So display block. So by display block, it will treat it as a block, right? Now there will be this is one block. If block terminates, next thing will start, right? Now it is treating it as block, right? So suppose now I want to target this specific input text type, right? So how can I target? I can say my form, and you can target input and type. Let us say text. So we had the input type text from yesterday's lesson, right? So we can put a padding. Let us put the padding as 8 pixels, width 100%. Now this is coming bigger, but this is not coming bigger. Why? Because our CSS has applied to only type text, right? If I want to apply the same property to my another type, right? What I can do, I can just copy it, right? And I can put this code again, but the another way is you just put a comma here, right? And you just specify the another type. Let us say another type was email, right? So now it is email type is also coming as big, right? Similarly, this was a message. Message is a text area, right? So same thing I want to apply to the text area. My form, I can say text area. Now the same property will be applied to this text area also, right? Now this is also coming bigger and wider, right? So this submit button is there, which we are calling as next, right? To specific this property, I can apply properties like this. You people are punctual than me, right? If it is coming to near to 10, we will leave the class. It is like that, or we are open to learn, right? As much we can. We people are here. Yeah. No, just like, depending on recordings. Actually, that's why I hate to share recordings, right? Because it make people lazy. So people feel like, if I have recordings, I will do it later. And that later never comes, right? Now we are targeting this next button, right? This specific next button is there, right? For that, we can name the class name and then like, input type, which type of input, submit type we want to target, right? And we want to make it background color. Let us make it as #33. So #33 is cooler shade of black, right? That's why I love to use it. Then let us put the color as white and some padding, right? We can see now this color is there, right? But next look lot of merge. So we can put padding 10 pixel and then 15 pixel. So what I am doing, right? So what do I mean by like, 10 pixels space 15 pixels, right? So first field targets top and bottom, and second fields target left and right. Let me save it and show you, right? Now from top and bottom, there is the spacing is 10 pixels, left and right 15 pixels, right? Suppose in a single line, I want to target all four. That is also possible. This is happening, how it is getting closed. Okay, so let me show you, right? So these are the three ways, right? We can use it, right? Like, one was like, top, bottom, right, and left. Another is margin, right? So this is the top, then right, then left, and then no, sorry, top, right, bottom, and left, right? These are the four, like this. So clockwise. Then by this, like, this is for top and bottom, and by this way, this is left and right, right? And individually also we can specify. Okay, so let us put the border as 0 or none. We can put none. So now by this, it will make it flat, right? This is like, our button, right? So we can do like, same thing. We can declare a class known as button. And in the button, we can, no, yeah. So here we can specify the same properties and like, let us save it. Let us comment this also, right? And just saving it. And still I am seeing the same result. Why? Because when we have written this HTML, I have given a class name to it input field, right? So this class property got applied to this button. That's why it is coming as same. Mm. So let me complete two things only, right? Then we can close for today, right? One, I want to complete a block, and like, one is hover, right? Just two things. Give me another 5 minutes, right? Then block, not block, button hover, button hover. So what, like, so over this class is this button also, we can control this hover property, right? As we have done for this link, right? It is coming as red. Same thing we can do here also, right? We can say like, on hover, you show the color as red. And we can also say like, the background color as red or color as black or a hash FF. Yeah. And background color, let us put it as red. Yeah. So now when I hover this button, nothing is happening. What? Acha. So this is something, some other background color we wanted to write, right? Yeah, this one. Yeah. So now when I hover this button, it changes its color, right? So such actions can be applied to the button also, right? Then let us create a block first. So I am creating three blocks, right? So which will be stacked one after another, right? So here we can see three blocks are there: block one, block two, block three. Let us name it as block one, block two, and block three. So this block is last for today, right? Three blocks are there. Let me put our like, default styling also, so I can scroll it up. Yeah. So now we can see our three blocks are there, right? Now let us go to the style, right? So now, like, if you notice here, right, I have given this class name to every div block, right? Block. So now just if we write one class for a particular block, it will be applied to all three blocks, right? So for that, let us target this dot block, and we can start writing the properties for this. Yeah. So float. So we can make it float anywhere, right? Let us say float left, right, anything you can put, right? So let us put float right, right? And you can control the width also, right? Let us put the width as 33.33%, right? So that they take equal spacing, right? Now I can see, right? These are in a row, they are coming in a row, right? Now what we can do, we can put a border, right? Border 1 pixel solid. But now what has happened, right? I have put it this border and it is coming in bad order, right? So why so? Because like, this border also taking some space, right? Due to of this, these 33% don't get adjusted, right? For doing solving that, we can do box sizing, right? And we can say box sizing as border box, right? This is the size of my box, right? Now they are coming in column again, but like they are looking a little dirty. So for that, we can do put some padding. Let us put a padding of 10 pixels. Yeah. So now they are coming little cleaner, right? So this is how, like, one class we have written and it got applied to all the classes, and how we can, like, organize the text in different layout, right? Let me share the exercise for today, and like, I will be taking questions after that. There is like, more to cover in styles, right? Which we will be covering tomorrow. And like, I believe tomorrow's session will go more towards CSS. Okay, awesome. So let me show you a web page. So this is an exercise for you, and you need to create a page similar to this path. Yeah. So like, this page is there, not this one, right? So in this page, you can see, and this is created from the scratch by utilizing the CSS, right? We can see a header section, navigation, and like, title, header, sidebar, footer, right? And this is responsive, right? Even if I change the screen size, everything get adjusted automatically, right? You need to create page similar to this. I believe most of the things which we have covered today will be helpful for creating such kind of page, right? So let me take the questions. If you people have any questions, feel free to put in the chat. Now I am just scrolling the chat. Okay, sure. How to put Yashdeep, I think I have given answer to you if you are there. And Mokshit, right? Dot class followed by a style paragraph tag. Class is not a tag. Yeah. EM is a unit to specify the various sizes of fonts. Okay, awesome. Okay, so padding is like, as I explained the box model. So padding is anything below the border, below the margin, right? That is padding between your content and the border, right? That is padding, right? And what is S3? S3 is a HTML tag. We have various kind of HTML tag. We have H1 to H6, right? So one of them is S3. So we just used the S3 tag. Padding, I have explained. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So how to link a style file, right? So here, like we can see, like, just use in the head section, just use this tag of HTML link. Then you need to tell what kind of link it is. It is a reference of a style, right? So it is a style sheet, sorry, style sheet. Then you need to specify the location of your style, right? This is how you can link a CSS. Okay, guys, I think it was a good session. Uh, like, just, yeah, sir, सर S3 टैग को यूज क्यों करते हैं? No, no, instead of S3 you can use H4 or H5 also, but like, by default, the for headings, right, I feel S3 size is appropriate. That's why I use. There is no specific reason. You can utilize P tag for specifying heading also, right? But like, but search engines will penalize you, right? It is just like, you can use S2 or H1 also. Like, your name is Atrangi Facts, right? Yeah, this is a Atrangi fact, right? I just used it. Dayanand, I am unable to understand what you are asking. Next click and how to preview form. So, okay. So in this index file, I have put it this code of form, right? This is not yesterday's, right? I have just like, put it this form tag here, right? So this is like, form class, right? And like, everything I have put it. This is not yesterday's form. This is a new form. Let me do like now we can see, right? This is a new form. And I have put it the class names right here. And you can also do it with any form, right? You need to specify, just put this class name. Yeah. Okay, I believe people are feeling sleepy. It is it was a great session, right? And I believe people will also do the class 3 work, and they will start their journey in writing the CSS stylings, right? Good night, guys, and have a awesome night, right? And happy Independence Day once again. Bye bye.